Welcome back. Nigeria's government is set to construct a second runway at the international airport in the federal capital, Abuja. The project is expected to cost almost $300 million. Here's CGTN's Kelechi Emekalm with the details.
Abuja Airport is one of the most important in the country, the only gateway to the country's seat of power. It was shut down last year in order to repair its runway. Before the repair, several international airlines, including Emirates and South African Airlines, had suspended flying to Abuja due to the poor state of the runway. And the Aviation Ministry said unless it was fixed, the runway was a disaster in waiting. The repair took several months to complete, and all flights to Abuja were routed to Kaduna Airport. Now the government wants to avert a recurrence of an experience that put the West African giant to international shame.
Construction of a second runway at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Now this is very important because you recall that at some point we had to close down the whole airport for some weeks to repair it. And so it is important that we plan for the future. There is no doubt that Abuja Airport needs a second runway. And so we are committed to begin the process of providing a second runway for Abuja.
Besides the runway construction, Abuja Airport is also undergoing a major facelift. The repair would be funded from the $26 billion budget President Buhari signed only a few days back. A huge chunk of that budget, the government said, would be spent on capital ventures like the airport, roads, railway network, and power generation. The government says those programs are at the heart of its efforts to win Nigeria off oil dependency and diversify the economy. But it still relies heavily on oil revenue to fund those projects.
We expect a 41% increase in terms of oil revenues as between 2017 and 2018. Much of this comes from the higher price that we are expecting. You recall that I did indicate that we're using $51 as the reference price for oil.
President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is investing heavily in infrastructure development, and air transport is a very important component in the vast, poorly connected country. For instance, this financial year, more than 30% of the budget will be sunk in the sector, an investment the government hopes would tremendously cut the cost of doing business and attract investments. Kelechi Emekalm, CGTN, Abuja, Nigeria.